So My Hero Academia chapter 296 is out, and with it comes the devastating epilogue to the Paranormal Liberation War Arc. And trust me, it's pretty devastating. Also, sorry about the big delay for this one. It was Christmas and I got a little carried away. But come on, can you blame me? But before I begin, I have to warn you that there are major manga spoilers ahead, and if you're not up to date, you should probably click away now. Okay, so in the last chapter we had a good few revelations, turns and twists. The first of which was the big reveal of the fourth One For All user's quirk, Danger Detection, which, as it turns out, is essentially Spidey senses. After this, the heroes proceeded to take down the remaining villains, with Lemillion swiftly taking down Mr. Compress. But before Spinner and Shigaraki could get caught, Spinner places Shigaraki's iconic hand mask back onto his master's face, and with it, Shigaraki rises up and lets out a burst of energy. But as Shigaraki stands up, the face behind the mask is no longer his own, but in fact, All For One's, who is now taking control over Shigaraki's body. In control of his disciple's body, All For One commands his remaining forces to immediately retreat, abandoning all of his captured allies, something Shigaraki would never do. And as they make a swift getaway from the battlefield, Deku fails to stop the retreat, but not before having a small confrontation with All For One, where Deku notes that when he saw the two inside One For All, Shigaraki had the look of someone who needed to be saved. This is where the last chapter ended, and where this chapter picks up. This new chapter opens up with the remaining rescue heroes such as 13, Pixie Bob, Wash, and Present Mike doing their best in their injured states to help clean up and rescue any of the remaining civilians left in the carnage from the ongoing war. Interestingly, we actually got a small glimpse into what 13 looks like behind the suit. She looks kinda hot. We are told that Shigaraki managed to escape with Spinner, Dabi, and 7 of his high-end Nomus, and while the heroes did give chase taking down 3 high-ends in the process, the League's current whereabouts is unknown. Following this, we are told that Gigantomachia and Mr. Compress, who is still alive but just barely, have been detained alongside 16,927 other PLF members, including Redestro, Getten, and Trumpet. 132 of the members, including some executives, are still missing however, and on top of this, Himiko Toga still remains hiding somewhere in the city. And it's after this where we finally get our first glimpse into the repercussions of this entire arc. Uraka and Froppy are seen saving people left and right. A small child in tears, desperately trying to free her brother who's been crushed by the debris of a collapsed building. Then, a man and his wife who've been severely injured in all of the chaos. At first, Uraka is full of encouragement, trying to save everyone. But for every life they save, 2 more cry out for help. And, in the middle of saving another injured civilian, the reality of the situation kicks in. Uraka watches as a pro-hero gives up as countless voices beckon from all around crying out for aid. Men, women and children suffering in the chaos. The scene ends with a clearly tired, bloodied and injured Uraka looking on at the hero in distress at her harsh reality. It is truly a devastating scene to witness. We often get caught up in the big fights and hype moments that we can often forget that the life of a hero is not all sunshine and rainbows and big action sequences. Sometimes to be a hero, you have to do a job you know you can't accomplish. And this scene perfectly encapsulates that feeling. Uraka wants to save everyone, but looking at all the people that need to be saved, she knows she won't be able to. This is a powerful but harsh message, and one that even All Might himself let us know. You can't save everyone, and it's a moment that I hope Deku will come across in the future. And to top it all off, this scene is immediately followed up with Mina Ashido, Kirishima, Yaoyorozu, and Rikido Sato in tears huddled over the body of Nomori Keyama, aka the hero known as Midnight. This reveal was honestly heartbreaking. As a fan of both My Hero Academia and My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Midnight quickly became one of my favorite characters, and to see her go out like this is rough. It honestly hurts, and there's no doubt in my mind that this will have a big impact on the rest of the students in Class 1A. Narratively, it's a great way of letting all of the kids know that they aren't invincible, and that death can come for even the bravest of heroes. But it also shows us that yes, in this war the heroes captured more villains, but was it really worth it? This question is echoed throughout the My Hero world as we see shots of different citizens questioning the events of the war. People on the streets talk about Dabi's video and how Endeavor will have to explain himself. Others question the hero's role in society, asking whether or not they are doing their jobs as protectors, and some even ponder leaving the country. The heroes arguably won the battle, but the villains undoubtedly won the war. And finally, it cuts to the final shots of the chapter, where we see All For One talking to himself in Tartarus prison and a broken up Shigaraki somewhere in a forest. All For One states how the time is coming soon, and the chapter ends with a shot of One For All in control of Shigaraki's body, commanding the 7 remaining high-end Nomus to go free his main body from prison. And thus, the chapter comes to a close. My god, was I not expecting this. I was having a happy Christmas and then Horikoshi just went, psych, I'ma kill one of your favorites. There is a lot to unpack here. I love the scene with Uraraka and the pro hero, and it's something I really hope Horikoshi brings over to Deku. It's been said over and over again, you can't save everyone. Yet, we really haven't seen Deku deal with this situation, at least not on the scale Uraraka is dealing with now. And hearing Deku say Shigaraki needs saving in the last chapter had me quite worried that he won't ever have a moment like this and will fall under the perfect hero trope. These characters thrive when they have flaws, and wanting to save everyone isn't a flaw unless it has some serious consequences, which is exactly what we're seeing in Uraraka right now. Midnight dying was a bit of a shock, and as a fan of her, it really hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it really hurt. But narratively, I think it fulfills its purpose very well. Also, All For One being freed from prison? Holy shit! I cannot wait to see how this turns out. I mean, will he get out? Will he free Stain? Who else is locked up in this place that could help the villains? There are so many questions that I hope get answered very soon. But the real question still remains. Was the war worth it? Let me know what you think. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment what you think is going to happen next. For more My Hero content, subscribe to the Lunchtime crew. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will hopefully be scheduled on the right day, plus ultra.